All good things come to an end, and unfortunately the Toronto Raptors winning streak is going to end at 15 games, as at least with 35 seconds left. They're down by 10, 101-91 to the Brooklyn Nets in Brooklyn, and tonight was just one of those nights, guys. I mean, we haven't seen one of these in a while, and if we have, we've been on the winning end of them, but one of those games where just really no one has it. No one really has their legs in their shot. Defensively, they were pretty good for most of the game. It's just every single time the Raptors made some sort of punch, the Nets answered right back, or the Raptors turned the ball over. It was just not a very pretty game for the Raptors. I mean, yeah, you only lost by 10. You really miss a guy like Marc Gasol, because you look at guys like DeAndre Jordan, and even Jared Allen when he was out there. They were working that offensive glass, and the Raptors really didn't have an answer for that. You know, you missed that scoring touch of Norman Powell. I'm not saying you needed all guys to win this game. You should have won without them. Obviously, you know, it's not going to happen every night. You're not going to win every single ball game, people. And as I say with the Leafs, and as I say with every sport, it's not how long of a streak you have that tells you how good of a team you are. It's what you do after you lose a game. So yeah, the Raptors lose today, all right? They lost a game. Oh, that sucks. But it's what you do coming out of the break now that really shows the character of this ball club. For the reason I say that is because hopefully, after the guys come back from the All-Star break, we don't play till the 21st. So is that next Friday? Next Friday against Phoenix. Well, there's a long time off for the Raptors. They get to have some time off. Maybe get Marc Gasol fully healthy. Maybe Powell, depending on how things go. And, you know, you can maybe come back fully healthy and ready to go. But the reason I say that is because you have I think it's a 4-game homestand to start off after coming back from the trade deadline. You have Phoenix at home, Indiana at home, and obviously Milwaukee at home. And then I think you face Denver at some point here on the road. Sunday, March 1st, you're in Denver. So you want to see some big-time games against some big-time opponents. You lost today. Oh, well, it happens, right? And, you know, Boston lost they lost to Houston, never mind. But the Raptors are going to lose a game here and there. So what, they're 40-15? Who's freaking out? If anybody's freaking out, clearly they're not a true fan. Because you don't watch this game night in, night out if you feel that way. Serge Ibaka today was an absolute monster. But nobody really else was. You know, let's get to the numbers here real quickly. Your game's actually just about over here. 15 seconds left. Down by 10. 38% from the field for the Raptors. 31% from 3. 13 for 42. Ugly. They shot only 26% from 3, but they knocked down a couple more shots. They got to the free throw line a lot more. They were 20 for 25, where we were only 10 for 13. A big difference, and a big reason of why this game was exposed. It was a lot of and-ones. It was like 2 3-point shots that were fouled. I think it was Dinwiddie and Joe Harris, if I'm not mistaken, were the 2 that got fouled, taking threes. I don't know if I think Dinwiddie missed 1, then Joe Harris got all 3. I mean, those are big numbers. You know, and rebounding was a big issue today. You were minus 12, 54-42 on the offensive glass. They were double, 12-6. That's the problem today. You knew with guys like Jared Allen and a guy like DeAndre Jordan, especially a guy like DJ, you knew it was going to be an issue on the glass. He had 14 rebounds last time out against Toronto. And today, what did he put up? Where is he here? Where's DeAndre? He had 10 boards in 23 minutes. He went out there and did a job. You know? And look, it's going to happen sometimes where you don't play very well. You know, the Raptors only had 21 assists. Well, they only had 34 made field goals, so you can't really go off of that too much. But turnovers were an issue. And it wasn't just, you know, turning the ball over. It just felt like there was a lot of sloppy ones. You know, 13 turnovers only for the Raptors in this one. They had 6 steals, or we had 6 steals, they had 7, 4 blocks to their 5. They had 12 turnovers, but points in the paint, Raptors have usually dominated that, but they didn't today. You know, 48-38 in favor of Brooklyn. Second chance points, they were plus 2. 14-12. Obviously, they doubled us in the second chance, the offensive board. So, of course, you're going to win that battle. You know, and then the fast break, the Raptors really didn't dominate that. I mean, yeah, they were 19-11, but again, a lot of those were points off of turnovers. You didn't really get out and run a lot. They did look a little sluggish today. Kind of that All-Star break feel that they're kind of ready to relax already, which is not a very good mentality to have. However, I'd rather them have that mentality now than in the playoffs. But, it wasn't a very pretty basketball game, guys. Siakam, I thought he was terrible. I love Siakam. I love the energy that he always brings. But I thought tonight he was settling a lot. You looked at early in the game, how many times did you try and post the guy up, try and back him down once or twice, and then say, I don't know if I can do this, and then just kind of put a weird shot up, contested, and missed a lot. He was like 1 of 6 to start the game. He ended up 6 for 17, had 16 points, 8 boards, and 4 assists. He shot 1 of 6 from 3. He was 3 of 3 from the line, had a steal in the ball game. He was a -9. He wasn't very good. OG Anunoby didn't shoot the ball very much, but he had 4 points and 3 boards in 32 minutes. Shot 2 of 5 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3. Had a steal, little block, -10 while he was out there. And Serge Ibaka, great to see him back out there, but he was the only guy who had a consistent offensive punch. He had 28 points in this game, 9 boards, 10 of 17 shooting, 3 of 4 from the field, from the free throw line, and 5 of 10 from 3, knocked down 5 threes, had a steal and a couple blocks. He was a +3 on the floor. Serge did a great job tonight, but he didn't get any help. Lowry had a triple-double, good for him, 12, 11, and 12, but he got in foul trouble. He was 4 for 13 from the field, had 1 of 2 from the line, 3 of 6 from 3, had a steal in the ball game, and he also got 5 fouls and 3 turnovers in the game, -7 when he was on the floor. The starting unit just didn't give you that big of a punch, and Fred VanVleet, he had 22, but he shot 8 of 19. It ain't pretty. He also had 2 rebounds and an assist on 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 4 of 10 from 3, which is nice. But he had a steal in the ball game, and he was a -12 on the floor. It seemed like in this game, I don't know if you guys get the gist of this, it was either a small run for the Raptors, followed up by a small run by the Nets, or back and forth. Because the way this fourth quarter started was just a pinnacle of what this game was. So the fourth quarter or third quarter, either one. No team made a basket for the first. I think it was the third quarter. No team made a bucket for the first 3 or 4 minutes. Neither team could shoot. But then once we made a bucket, they made a bucket, and it was just kind of back and forth from there. So if we got some shots early on in the third quarter, mixed with the good defense that we put together early on, who knows? You could have climbed back in the ball game and might have even won it. But they didn't have that punch in the second half that we're so used to seeing. They just didn't have it. And off the bench, you didn't get anything. Absolutely nothing. Terrence Davis had 1 point on 0 of 6 shooting. He was 0 of 5 from 3. As we've said about Terrence Davis, he's, as a rookie player, as an undrafted free agent brought in, right, he's going to be a guy that's going to be hot some games, but he might be ice cold some games. In the last 2 games for TD2, he hasn't been very good, offensively at least. He was a -2 while he was on the floor. And Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, again, I thought he got into some trouble a little bit. A lot of balls kind of fell off of his fingertips. A couple of rebounds that he missed coming, he was up there for a rebound off his fingertips, out of bounds there ball, where he could have corralled the rebound and had an offensive possession. There's a couple offensive possessions for him where, it was a pass and it went off his fingertips and out of bounds. And I'm like, those are the kind of things we're not used to seeing with this team. He had 4 points, 2 boards, 3 assists on 2 of 3 shooting in 16 minutes. Wasn't terrible. He was a -2 on the floor. But again, he didn't give you that punch. Nobody did, except for Serge. But he can't do it all, And Pat McCaw, Boucher. Chris Boucher's been abysmal offensively. The guy can't shoot a 3 to save his life. I don't know what's going on with him. He only had 2 points, 2 boards in 9 minutes. McCaw, we all know his abysmal shooting. He was 1 of 6 from the field, 2 points, 2 boards, and he was 0 of 2 from 3. The team overall just looked sluggish. We could go through the numbers here and talk about who did what and who didn't do what. They all looked sluggish. I thought Serge was pretty good, but I thought, when it came to the big guy with DeAndre out there against him, he was outmatched on the glass, and that became a big, big problem in the game. Yeah, Serge was able to space the floor and knock down 5 threes against Jordan, which is great, but he needed help. And not one other starter shot really good at all. You had Lowry at 4 of 13, Freddie at 8 of 19, and Siakam was 6 of 17. Serge can't do it all himself. Now, we're going into the All-Star break, I think, at a good time. I know people are going to say, well, if they won the game, maybe we're in a different scenario. Well, you won 16 straight. Now you can kick your feet up and relax for a bit. Maybe. But I think with the 15-game win streak, the team got so used to winning, I think this loss tonight could be a blessing in disguise for this team. It could be kind of that silver lining of, hey, teams can beat us. Brooklyn right now is in that 7th seed. That's a first-round matchup if the Raptors stay second. So they're like, okay, maybe we're not as invisible as we thought. We have to play hard every given night, make our shots, play consistent. That's what we got to do. I don't know, maybe it was just a loss, and it does happen. But we can't dwell on a game like this. You just can't. Anybody who's angry with it, tell them to relax, because it's not a game that you're gonna. I'm not gonna lose sleep over a game like this. It's just true, you know. And the next game for the Raptors, like I said, is after the All-Star break against Phoenix at home. You get back into the win column there post-All-Star break, and who knows, you might have some healthy guys back. But even if you don't, you go out there at home against Phoenix in the first game back on the 21st of February, and you get a win. This Brooklyn loss means nothing to all of us, right? And with Boston losing yesterday, it's good because it keeps the Raptors still that one game ahead, right? Because they lost yesterday to Houston. It would have been nice to have that two losses gap, but obviously we lost today. So it's still one lot. You still have that sole possession to second place. So we're still in that okay role right now. And I think Boston actually plays tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. No, they don't. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm looking at the wrong day. They play the Clippers in Boston. So, hey, if Kawhi can help us out and beat Boston in Boston, it'll put the Raptors even in a better situation. But for right now, we can't dwell on a loss like this. You got to find a way just to move on from it. Whatever, it happened. It was a garbage game. You guys are not going to shoot that bad all the time. It's just the way it's going to happen, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. A little bit of a shorter one, but we lost, so we really want to talk about a lot about that. Smack the like button. Do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the game, your thoughts on the video. Everything you want to talk about when it comes to the Toronto Raptors, let me know in the comments below, guys. You think this team is good enough? I want to hear everything you want to talk about when it comes to this Raptor squad. Let me know in the comments below what we were starting in this game. Everything. Twitter is down below for myself as well. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. Also, the Patreon link is down below, so follow up, sign up, do that if you guys are interested in doing that. The link is down below for the Patreon account. And I will talk to you guys in the Leafs edition, because it seems like that's what we're going to be talking about for the next week and a half, or week and whatever it is, week and a few days, as they take on the Dallas Stars tomorrow night. It's a 7 o'clock puck drop there at Scotiabank Arena. It looks like it's going to be Ben Bishop, and I'm assuming Jack Campbell. But hey, Frederick Anderson could be in net there tomorrow for the Leafs. 7 o'clock puck drop there at Scotiabank Arena. And as for the Raptors, as we've said, after the All-Star break, the Raptors welcome in the Phoenix Suns to Scotiabank Arena. 7:30 tip-off there on Friday, February 21st. So a week and 2 days. So not this Friday coming up, the week after that. So a long time away from basketball gives us all a little bit of a breather, especially after a game like tonight. So, guys, thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys then.